Hey everyone, this is Matty D with ABV, and today I'm doing a little bit of hiking in the beautiful state of Pennsylvania. And I have a couple of tips for some of the videographers out there, some of the content creators who may not have as much experience or maybe just now getting into drone videography. You know, I like to compile, basically as a business owner, a library of archival footage for the service areas that my video production companies serve. I have two LLCs essentially, one in the Kansas City market where my first LLC was born, and then now years later in this beautiful state of Pennsylvania. So today I'm in the Pocono Mountains. Right now I'm technically in the state game lands number 91, gathering some beauty shots of the gorgeous Pocono Mountain region. And earlier today I was in the Delaware water gap, where it was both a mixture of state land and also national park, and the Appalachian Trail, where pretty unbelievable. You can have people literally hiking between the state of Maine and Georgia all along the Appalachian Trail. So here in Pennsylvania is somewhat of a midway point for that. But I have the drone remote in my hand here, just going for a walk and naturally passing through this area. And I know in the future there will be needs for some of the Pocono Mountain scenery, some of the beauty shots from this area for some of the small business clients and local companies and organizations who serve this footprint. And because my business basically serves the entire state of Pennsylvania, so I know that this footage can come in handy. And then also just the mindfulness of enjoying the beauty around me. So it obviously has a lot of benefits to it. So I just want to share about that. Within the drone videography sort of technique itself, I always find that cinematographers, videographers, creatives, people who are maybe new to capturing B-roll, getting into video production, and especially drone videography. This may be my own personal pet peeve, but one of the big tips that I would give a new entrepreneur or videographer who's really just dabbling in drone videography is to really just keep it simple. I mean, some of the beauty that God provides around us is just outstanding, and you don't need to be toggling with all the joysticks on the drone remote. Just let that puppy glide through the air. Maybe pick a subject in the foreground and in the background, or just float through space, and the movement of your drone combined with the beauty of the planet Earth around us is just going to get the job done for you. So just a little piece of advice there. And just another tip in terms of what I've done today. So I mentioned that I was kind of navigating both national park territory and state game lands, and then just in terms of gathering footage along a major highway, Interstate 80, there's a lot of variables, and essentially I needed to kind of position my car and position myself in different areas so that I can kind of get a wide establishing shot. And I actually grabbed that from close to a rest area, where I had my EV charging over at a rest area while I captured sort of the establishing shot, so I can do this entire sequence. So if you want to take a look at this kind of compilation of natural beauty shots that I gathered today from the Delaware water gap, you'll see that there's a beautiful wide establishing shot of the entire area, two large mountains with cascading cliffs on both sides, a beautiful sort of establishing shot that you can see from the road. But when you're on a hike kind of in the middle of that terrain, obviously you can't get that wide shot there. So, you know, as a video producer, be prepared to kind of plot a couple of points along your route so that you can capture multiple different angles. So I combined that with a walk that I had gone on, and I found a few canopies where it was safe to kind of get the drone up and take a look at the topography around me. But I also captured with this iPhone right here. And yeah, when I'm capturing video by myself, I do have to go into selfie mode here, so I don't have a camera person with me. But either way, I captured a couple of beauty shots from some of the surrounding creeks and the creek that basically lined the trail that I was walking on. And this was really helpful just to have one continuous clean audio track of the babbling brook, the creek that's just passing by this beautiful nature trail. And so I'll have that audio track to just kind of keep one consistent, you know, audio, natural sound throughout the entire video. So you can check out what that looks when I kind of utilize that technique. So, you know, long story short, and I'll credit a videographer who I worked with in the television newsroom space. His name is Dan Keys, and he always taught me, I was a producer when I worked with him, but he always taught me, if you're shooting your video sequences in threes, you're really, you know, especially if you're tight on time, or in today's instance, I'm not necessarily short on time, but I also kind of want to be efficient with my time. And so what I'm getting to is, if you really want to structure a sequence where you're shooting, you know, wide shot, medium shot, close up, and get into that sequence, you're going to find yourself becoming a really efficient producer. And also you'll start thinking about the story a little bit differently, giving yourself some lanes to kind of operate, and then your creative juices can kind of fill in the gaps there. So I'm gonna hit the trail here for right now, here, like I said, in the state game lands number 91 here in the middle of Pennsylvania. So today I am shooting drone B-roll with my DJI Mini 3. Originally I got this drone because it was under the 250 gram limit for certain registration requirements, but then I also added to it, this is not the factory camera, but I got the wide angle lens for this drone. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath walking up this hill, but anyway, so I got the wide angle lens here for this drone, and this drone already shot beautiful 4K footage. But that wide lens, it's not exactly a fisheye effect, but it definitely gives a little bit more of a panoramic viewpoint to the footage. And so today I'm just gonna kind of experiment with a little bit of the peripheral of, you know, the framing that I'm shooting, making sure that I have some nice subjects on the left and right side. So let's take a look here. Appreciate you checking out my channel here. You'll see a mixture of beauty shots from the areas that we serve on this channel. You'll see some of our small businesses featured with different highlight videos, different explainer videos, and then you'll find a couple of videos like this where I'm just giving general tips and trying to sort of pour into the creative community. And I have so many great people in my life, and especially early in my career, who sort of poured into me. So I enjoy doing this as a way to give back. And I know I'm not talking about any knowledge that's rocket science here either. So I hope that you are enjoying this beautiful weather here in the summertime across the US and across the world. And this is Matty D reminding you to keep producing.